Ball deep and it's Cameron who scores the back post with a great header. It's a fantastic goal for the Bibs. Unbelievable as it balls to the back of the Union bag. Fantastic goal as Cameron runs away to celebrate with Matt Southall and slaps hands in the air. What a fantastic
Whoa! What a strike by Orban! Straight away from 25 yards and straight into the top corner. What an unbelievable shot to give the non-Bibs a lead.
What a stunning save by Mark Edge. He leapt into the air and palmed it away with the edge of his fingertips. He can't have anything left on his nails by that one. You're listening to the AFL podcast.
Brought to you in association with Lakeside Fish Bar, where the only thing that gets battered on a Friday night is the fish.
This is the AFL. Welcome to the third AFL podcast. Coming up on today's show, we're going to take a look back at last night's game and find out why we were saying this in the commentary. Like a lion looking for fresh meat. Also, we're going to be taking a look at this week's hat-trick hero and which teams you're going to be making your predictions with. We'll take a look back at some of the rumours that have been around the AFL this week, and we've got some good ones coming up. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at one of the rules which is affecting football at the moment and how the AFL is going to implement it. All this and much more coming up in the AFL podcast. Welcome to the third AFL podcast. I'm under tight instructions today to keep the time limit down by Richard Cowan. But thanks for all your positive feedback regarding the previous podcast. Today, to kick off the show, let's find out about this week's hat-trick hero. Hat-trick hero on the AFL. A new interactive game you're sure to love. Hat-trick hero is a new AFL game which is free to play and open to anyone. Simply predict the scores from the 3 local fixtures chosen, and if all are proved to be correct, then you will win a free week of football with the AFL. Simply post your score predictions on the AFL official Facebook page below this week's Hat-Trick Hero image. If you're not a member of the AFL Facebook page, simply click to join. It's free to join and open to everyone. Predictions will close 1 hour before the first of the 3 games that have been selected take place. The decision of the AFL Organising Committee is final. If, on the off chance, more than one person correctly predicts the results of all 3 games, then the winner will be selected by a random process of pulling names from a hat. The winner must claim their free game of football for the following week of football. Okay, let's find out about how last night's game went. It was a mild night in Alsager Leisure Centre which saw the Bibs versus the non-Bibs once again. The Bibs were captained by Braze and the non-Bibs captained by Craig Orman. The non-Bibs team were comprised of Craig, Clues, Austin, Gus, Cowan, Vinder, Ben and Meadows, with the Bibs team comprising of Braze, Big Phil, Andy Fryer, both edges Mark and Simon, Good Little Gus, Crofty and Mr. Toft. The game was a very good and competitive game, played in a very good spirit with no arguments, a first for the AFL. The final score of 8-7 to the non-Bibs looked a highly unlikely affair after the first 10 minutes. It was the non-Bibs, with a fairly defensive line-up, who adopted a counter-attack style, using the pint-sized creative players of Austin and Meadows with their skill and pace up front. It was this style of flowing, silky football which came closest to breaking the deadlock in the early stages on a mild Tuesday evening. However, it was a defensive mistake by Clues, with a poor pass in defence, which allowed the Bibs to break into the area before tapping home with a fairly easy and basic finish for Little Gus. That lead, though, wasn't to last long, as the non-Bibs continued to persevere with their silky, fast-playing football, which paid off when Cowan played an amazing crossfield ball to Vinder in the middle of the park, who spread this out wide to Austin, who slotted it home from a tight angle when it looked near on impossible to hit the back of the net. They were back in it. It was now that the game opened up. It ebbed and flowed end to end. There was appeals for handball from Tofty when a shot hit the hand of Clues in the penalty area. However, these were quickly dismissed as his hands are well by his side, and as we know from last week's look at the rules, it has to be intentional and deliberate, so little option for Clues to do anything else. Orman in goals at the same time was pulling off some amazing, fantastic stops, commanding his goal area like a lion looking for fresh meat, taking everything that came into that area. At the other end, it was Vinder, Austin, Cowan and Meadows causing the majority of the threats and banging in some excellent goals, some creative play, with a strong contribution from the returning Gus, who makes his return to the AFL last night and put in an excellent performance. As the light started to fade, the floodlights lit, and this gave the Bibs the energy to take the lead. However, this was not to last long, with Austin scoring an equaliser with a low shot that Clues allowed to run through his legs before making the net bulge. The winner came close to the end, giving the non-Bibs a deserved victory on the night. It was closely contested, however, the fast-flowing, silky football of the non-Bibs won out in the end. The final score read, Bibs 7, non-Bibs 8. The temperature was 15 degrees Celsius with a slight northerly breeze, and it was a cloudy, overcast evening. An enjoyable one for all. As I'm sure you can tell, that was a cracking game. Okay, one of my favourite features of the show. Let's find out what rumours are around this week.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
It's believed that Austin has been struggling to come to terms with his height and the lack of aerial power that he has, so he's resorted to desperate measures. Since reading online about the powers of Miracle Grow and how it works a plant within weeks, he's been allegedly drinking a homemade energy drink containing this solution in the hope of growing. It's believed that this will also not show up in a random AFL drugs test. Only time will tell if Austin can grow. Also this week, in a bid to increase numbers further, Richard Cowan is reported to considering holding an AFL Open Day at the Co-op in Alsager. He's also reportedly believed to want to run an open-top buzz parade with the AFL trophy from the previous week by the winning captain. He believes this could attract a future younger generation and get them playing in the AFL. And finally, it's been reported that the AFL media rights could be awarded to Clues Enterprises for a nominal fee after Nick Bater was photographed reading highly secretive contract details outside his lakeside fish bar. It's reported that Clues Enterprises wants to get the AFL brand out to the world via the power of digital media. That's some fantastic rumours in the AFL. Now finally, let's find out about how the AFL is going to use goal line technology. Let's catch up with our correspondent on our outside broadcast and find out how goal line technology works.
As soon as the hole of the ball crosses the hole of the line, the sensor goes off in the referee's watch, indicating that a goal has been scored.
The system works using 7 cameras located at each end of the stadium. Each produces an image, which, if the ball is found inside of it, can track it, and then work out within a second if the hole of the ball has crossed the line. It relays this message back to the referee via his watch.
Yes, this could be coming to the AFL shortly. This could see your subscription fee per week rise by a considerable amount of money. The amount is still to be calculated, with Nick Bater doing the sums. It's believed it could increase tenfold. So don't complain, because this could be the future for the AFL. Okay, thanks for joining us for our podcast this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any feedback, please feel free to channel it in the comments box below. Hopefully I've kept this short and sweet for you, and I'll catch you next time with another fantastic podcast. See you soon. Okay, thanks for joining us for our podcast this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any feedback, please feel free to channel it in the comments box below. Hopefully I've kept this short and sweet for you, and I'll catch you next time with another fantastic podcast. See you soon. This has been an official AFL production, brought to you in association with Lakeside Fish Bar, and shared with you via the official AFL Facebook page. Don't forget to post your comments in the area below, so that we can use these in future shows. Also, more importantly, don't forget to join us every Tuesday evening at Alsager Leisure Centre on the AstroTurf at 8 PM for your weekly game of friendly football.